Hey everyone, James from TDB here, bringing you another Inbetweenisode. Today, going to be continuing my series of these 5 Xiaguan cakes from 2003/2004. Last time I did the 2003 Xiaguan Grade A Blue Mark, and I'm kind of going in order that seems logical to me, and so today I'm doing the Grade B Blue Mark. So I have 4 of the 5 of these teas. And so last 2 will be the Hongyan and the quality stamp. And to be clear, I liked all these teas in the initial go-around, so kind of curious to revisit these. Having this just a day after the Grade A Blue Mark, so curious to also compare and contrast the two. Yeah, so this is steep number 3 here. Just did a couple here. I would say overall, this presents a very different aroma. It smells quite a bit richer and potentially a little bit sweeter. Sweeter notes coming off there, maybe a little sugar cane, a little bit of caramel. Still smells very much Xiaguan, like heavy wood, stuff like that. So those sorts of more sugary notes, I'd say, are more contrasts versus the other one. The aroma, I would say, pops a little bit more than that tea does. Cheers. So this one also has that kind of woody barbecue thing going. I'd say it has a lot less reminiscent smokiness than the Grade A does. But definitely still absolutely present. The nature of it's slightly different, a little bit less in that wood pine menthol range, I would say. But pretty sweet too. This is not offering an terribly, I'd say in terms of like more like bite, bitterness, astringency. The tea from yesterday had a lot more up front. This one might be a touch thicker too, so kind of in that thick, oily vein, but yeah, still quite sweet. Yeah, I'd say the main thing is it's like a little smoother and a little sweeter. I think this one's definitely a touch closer, ready to drink. Maybe part of that could be the storage. I would be curious to hear a little bit more where these were acquired, if they were different sources, because they do taste a little different to me. I'm not sure. It's always possible the base material of certain tea will be ready to drink sooner before other types of tea, even given the same aging. So that's still a possibility as well. But this one tastes, the last one I think I said maybe 10 years from when I would be very comfortable drinking it. This one I think feels a lot closer. In fact, maybe just a few years, 2 or 3, I think would be fine. In fact, it's quite smooth now. So this steep, I'm going a little bit lighter on steep time. Let's see how it is. Yeah, so still brewing a nice color here. Really enjoying this right now. It has some of that resinous Xiaguan pine quality, a little bit less than the last one. Try not to burn my nose hairs here. And a nice, robust, strong tea. I would expect all of these teas to be fairly robust. Factory teas tend to be kind of in that vein, and a factory like Xiaguan, which I always associate as being very workmanlike and kind of burly, certainly fits that bill too. Nice aftertaste. I don't think this quite has the depth of the Grade A. We're talking subtle differences here, very much, I mean, same era of Xiaguan cakes. Neither one really veers into that like menthol vein, the way that the 2005 Iron Cake 8653 does. Curious to have maybe the quality stamp, because I do kind of associate some of that profile with a lot of kind of Xiaguan 8653 cakes. Yeah, cheers. Very similar to last steep, just very much continuing in that vein. Yeah, just a really nice, robust brew. I could see this being like a really wonderful cup to have sort of in front of like campfire or something like that. Feels very warming too. Having this on a particularly hot day, so I will probably end up sweating from this tea at some point today, but definitely one that I will not waste. So thanks again to Tim for providing this tea. Really helpful. Yeah, I mean, I guess in the end, compared to the other tea, a little bit less on the texture. I like the flavor and the smoothness in the body of this tea a touch more, but we're talking very small differences. So I'm going to give this tea a 6.6 rating, above the 6.5 from the grade A. Very similar caliber teas, and depending on the day and the storage, I could see going either way with these teas. So thank you all for tuning in. Let me know how you like this episode. Let me know if there are certain Xiaguan cakes or famous cakes kind of in this era that you would like me to cover. It's an era that I think grabs me a little bit more than probably like 2010 to later factory tea. Just because these teas are entering into a stage that I think is more drinkable. I think the quality material is also a little bit better back then too. So thank you all for tuning in. I'll see you all next time.